Good morning. Huh. Looks like my signal is connection is unstable. So am I. Huh. How about that? This is just an impromptu chat. See if anybody's out there feeling a little bit lonely on a Thursday morning. It is 8 a.m. where I'm at, Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully somebody out there would like to chat about something. I would like to chat about my other channel, which is called Shedding Mysticism. And it is about the bicameral mentality that we still have as humans that's laid over from the Bronze Age, where we need an external guidance and the two halves of our brain can't seem to come together and take the left side, which is the logical side, and match it up with your imagination and dreamy side to take perceptions and turn them into conceptions scientifically and logically. Instead, we instantly turn it into a higher power or external guidance that somehow we need the answer like right now. So we make up these answers instead of taking a hard working effort in order to use our minds to find out the actual answers. We just need an answer real quick and need to know why, instead of asking more questions and developing and finding out what is real. Hi, African humanist. How are you doing this morning? So instead of finding out what is real, we make things up as humans. And this is a leftover um, mutation of the mind uh, that we should have got rid of in the Bronze Age and in the Golden Age of Greece, when everybody started thinking logically and asking questions about things. Thanks you, Socrates, for all that. However, we still don't have that because a few people wanted us to build their city states, and they said, well, if you believe this, hi, Math Pig, good afternoon. Anybody can join. So these city states and everything, these rulers of ours told us, you have to believe this, and sometimes under the sword, or else, and there's an afterlife out there that you'll be rewarded in, even though nobody's shown that. And this is also a leftover from shamanistic days in the Paleolithic, prehistory, and everything was a spirit. So shamans were connected to the spirit world. And then after that, they turned into leaders. Then they turned into little god kings and told everybody else that they were, divine and all that shit. And then they taught us how to begin having organized religions so they can build their temples and their little castles and what the hell ever. And they told us that we needed their guidance or guidance of a higher power, and then everybody else was a peon. So that's what my channel is about, is taking topics, even small, and trying to open them up and have an open table, like a round table discussion, to see if something even can be true, or if it is mysticism that we are still hung up on and have bicameral thinking. So Shedding Mysticism show is basically just that, shedding the mysticism out of your mind and learning more. And I invite anybody to have discussions, and especially professionals or scientists or whatever field you might be in. If there's any questions where somebody has a myth or a rumor about what you're doing that's just not true, I invite them to my new channel so we can have an open discussion on, okay, that's, that rumor is not true, that, and I can show it. And then somebody else might say, well, I have different information and here's my sources and stuff, and we could discuss those as well. And it's not going to be a debate format. It's going to be more of just a chat. So we can discuss things openly and intelligently to each other, and bridge the gap in between beliefs and science and actual reality, so that we can start to move ahead as a human race, instead of I believe this and by gum it should be my way or else and you're my enemy, because we're wasting time. We don't have any fucking time left. This planet is dying. Hopefully my channel can help sway some minds towards factual data, because factual data is tangible. You can use it. You can create concepts out of these percepts and actually build something better or fix something to make it better. And not just the human race, but our environment and everything on this planet and beyond can actually grow. See, any society, I believe, in my opinion, any society that uses more, hey, Gray Man, how's it going? Any society that consumes more than it creates will surely perish. Any society that creates more than it consumes will live forever, or at least until the end of their time in evolutionary standard. So hang on, coffee time. So this is basically about enlightenment, not spiritual enlightenment or anything like that, but basically waking the fuck up as a human race and discussing discussing topics that affect all of us, even if they're tiny topics. This week I'm having Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do a little bit of studying on the nature of truth and facts. And I would like other people to join me and put their 2 cents in and let me know, if I'm close or whatever, and share their opinions or in their study on facts and data and what even can be true, rather than just believing it's true. So do that, join me 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Shedding Mysticism. And the usual horse shit, like, sub, hit that bell, all that silly bullshit. Tell other people to join, have a discussion with me, because I'm not just some goofy harmonica player. That's only a small part of me. It's true, I am, and I'm quite childish at sometimes. I try to be funny, but I'm also serious. I also care about human beings, and I want to understand and help more where I can. And being a disabled person, the only thing that I can actually do is open up discussions and try to bring people together in order to have a common goal. Well, like last night, I had a whole bunch of people on one chat, basically yelling at me and telling me how stupid I am and all that stuff, because I'm an atheist and not a theist. I had about a dozen theists trying to tell me how, and instead of having a correct argument or anything, it was the same old straw man thing. You're just a big dummy, you don't know squat, blah blah blah, and try to tell me what I believe. And it's like, how could you possibly know all that? I'm trying to show you how how to think instead of what to think, and then you're attacking me personally. Not one time did I attack anybody else. So helping people, learn how to think and how to learn, and don't make everything personal, because if something doesn't agree with your own belief system, you probably don't need to have a fucking butt hurt, because somebody else isn't in your belief system or your cult or whatever you want to call it, or non. Atheists do the same thing. There's a lot of angry atheists out there, but there's a lot of angry people. And yes, Math Pig, I agree. You've been doing that for a long time. And everybody is just itching to fight somebody else who's not in their tribe, essentially, and need to try to help people to understand not to do that. Some people just don't want to understand. They're just there to be, as they call them, a troll these days, and just start being an asshat to anybody that they can, just because they have a low opinion of it. And these people are usually what I like to call stupid. They're just wrong, because and they usually have the Dunning-Kruger effect going on. Ha, you don't know anything. I'm smarter than you. And it's like, are you showing that? No, you're not showing that. The only thing you're doing is just saying it, and you don't have anything other than nasty words, and they're only like 3-letter words at that, or 4-letter words. They couldn't spell 5 and 6-letter words to save their damn life. Can't the grammar's off, all that shit. So they're really not the thinking type of person. They're just, you can't have a discussion with a brick wall. They have to come to it on their own, and the only thing they can do is just ignore them and don't waste any time on them. It's not because they're beneath you or anything. It's because their thinking is beneath you. And you don't need to stoop to somebody's level and get into a pissing match or anything like that over something completely stupid, because it doesn't move anybody forward at all. Just concentrate on the goal, moving forward, and just basically stop trolls in their tracks and kindly explain to them, this is what we're trying to accomplish here, not hurt you or whatever rumors you might have heard about me or my type of person. So quit being a big old meanie and listen and learn. Coffee's starting to get cold. I've been sitting here yakking for a long time. Does anybody want to come in? I'll put another link in the chat. I'd like to chat with some people. Oh, you know what? This is already copied. I'll just paste. Yeah, African humanist. It's not just people online. I have people threatening my life around me in my hometown, and I've been hit with bottles as they drive by when I'm going in my morning walks or evening. All kinds of nasty names. I will see you later, Gray Man. Buy good food. Stay healthy. Be safe. Wear your mask. So where was I? Oh yeah, coffee. Coffee. Now on this channel, I'd like to let everybody know that every Saturday I'm going to have Live with a Harmonica Man, and I am looking for musical guests to share, even if you're just a novice or a beginner or something. Share your story if you're playing harmonica or the blues genre or something like that, or anything really. Just have a chat. Um, yes, that's okay. Come on in. So every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will have a live with the Harmonica Man, and I need a guest to interview. And it's, just have fun. It's not formal or anything like that. It's just basically, how did you have your journey through music, kind of thing, and where do you plan on going with it now? And maybe I can teach a lesson or something like that. Have a little bit of technicality. And there are others that, like Mr. Shadow Kitty, comes in quite often to help us. He's a music teacher, and he'll help increase the value of the show when he comes on, so far as learning and things like that. So, um, so yeah, it's usually a lot of fun, and I have people of all kinds around the world who listen in and learn and ask questions too. So, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I'm a
Oh,
bit
let
of
me
a
get my
mess.
my speakers right. Um, okay, that should do it. I have a little bit of a lag because I have bad internet. I have a satellite and I live way out in the country, so it takes about 7 seconds before the sound actually gets to you.
Right. Hello.
Nope, how are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. Well, it's afternoon here.
Oh, huh. Yeah, I need to start saying something different. Like, what? How are you doing in this rotation of the Earth?
Or you could say, how are you doing today?
Yeah, yep. I don't need to specify which time of day. Yeah. So yeah, I've been watching some of your videos, and they're pretty darn good at exposing
Thank
charlatans.
you. Thank you.
I like that. That it brings awareness to people of what's going on, and maybe even if they say, "Well, that stuff don't happen in my congregation." Well, the congregation that's doing it say the same thing.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. And
so
the trouble is how the fact that there's so many iterations of the one religion. I think it's just questionable, don't you think?
oh yeah, definitely.
How can one religion have so many different interpretations? I don't get it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's because I think it's because if they don't keep bombarding you with different information, then you'll find out that it's wrong and they'll have no followers. So they have to find new ways to keep people, in there and giving them money.
Hmm. Where do you live?
The
Where,
whole,
where where do you live? I heard you say you're being threatened, you things thrown at you. Where do you live?
oh, I just live in northern Michigan.
Is it in the Bible Belt?
No, no, it's in the north side of the United
Okay. I
States on the
haven't
east.
I haven't got a clue what.
It's the state that looks like a mitten. It's the mitten state.
Right.
So
And why
if you
would
look
they
on a
why
map,
would they
it's like right there.
Okay. Oh, right. Why would they do that to you though?
Well, I have a series of books um, that is in short story form, and I have a novel, but my short stories kind of change the dynamics from belief to the things that I said about my
Mhm.
shedding mysticism sort of
Yes.
thing to help mankind get to the next step in his evolutionary stage
Hmm.
up here. and nobody agrees with it because it is pretty religious here. It's a poor county,
Right.
and it's usually all my old school chums and things like that, that have caught on, and it's like they didn't like me to begin with. I was bullied pretty bad when I was a kid. I wasn't in the in crowd, so they I don't know what it is. They think I'm some sort of weak idiot that is just open for picking on, I guess.
And these
But
and these are
I've had my life threatened more than once, and a lot, not just because I'm an atheist, but because people are just you know that ignorant.
and these are religious people doing this. I bet.
Yes.
That's that's uh, that's something I can't get my head around. Hmm.
Oh, Shimmer Soul
Um,
is here. Good. Have a good day, Shimmer Soul. Sleep well. Um,
you you you
yeah,
were
it's. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
you were talking about yourself. You were saying about what you do. I was interested in that.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Well, basically, I'm a musician, author, actor, public speaker. I'm usually, I'm used to working low wage jobs and just, I mean, working a lot, physical labor, and I can't do it anymore. So I'm getting more active in my creativeness, and I've been doing that for the past 10 years. So, but it's generally pretty good. I got good family members and stuff around me that are, they understand and they're pretty nice. And I mean, I do have a loving community and stuff around me, but just once in a while you get that, small group of people or whatever. Um, but I'm not in a very artistic collegiate town. It's more of a farm town, and I really don't have anything to offer or sell or increase my value in life. I'm just sitting here in a cabin in the woods collecting disability, and I do not like it at all. It's no treat.
I
But
think
yes, I go out
I
and make
think
speeches at
there's
colleges and things like that.
there's a lot of stigma to when people say I'm collecting disability. And I don't think there should be that stigma. If you can't if you can't go to work and do the actual physical work, there's a reason why you are on disability, and there's a reason why I think I
Yeah.
don't know what's that stigma attached to getting some help. I don't.
Well, it's the rhetoric about um, that's being spread around mostly by the right wingers, where they think somebody that don't deserve it is getting my tax money, and because they're able to work, but they're on Social Security and they're on all these programs, and a lot of them are foreigners and everything that's
Mm,
scary. So is what they do is they put everybody into a box. They
mm,
they forget to exclude people who actually qualify to have it, that get not even enough to live off of, but just to keep them alive. And then they're saying, like me, a lot of people have come up to me, why don't you just go out and get a job? Well, there's a reason why it's called disability, because if you look in the dictionary, it says not able.
well,
Like, I'm
yes.
not able to do it. And that is a proven fact
And you
uh,
would you would
medically.
you would have been assessed, and they find that you are not able, because they don't just tell everyone you're not able to work. They will do some kind of assessments or some kind of
Yes,
checks. And
I had to hire a lawyer, and it took 2 years
oh wow.
before. of medical examinations and constant health problems, and going broke, and I was paying child support at the same time too. So
Oh,
it was, even though I wasn't working, they just kept adding the bill up. So
mm,
my settlement for, I got most of my money taken, but I want to support my child anyway. But um, it took 2 years of hardships of just in being in the hospital half of the time before I went to a court date and had to convince the judge that I couldn't work. I wanted to, but I couldn't. Um, and they have even a national um, jobs kind of listing person that said there is no job at all that this guy can do. Nobody will keep him hired because of being sick all the time and having to take so much time off, even having emergencies right in the middle of a job, and having to run and take care of himself medically. Nobody's going to hire this guy. So
oh,
um,
so when I
that's what
then
I had to go through, and it was very sad.
how are you doing now? How's things?
Oh, I'm
How's things looking now? Is it better? Is it?
I'm feeling a little better when it comes to that specific couple of things I was disabled for, but new problems has arose since then. So I'm just constantly going back and forth, correcting ailments. Um, right now, I'm getting set up for a month from now. I got to get a biopsy to on my um, in my mouth to see if I have cancer, and I
Oh,
doubt that I do, but um, I had to walk with a cane this past 6 months because I couldn't walk. I had too much pain and my bones were separating and everything. Skin was burning, but it seems to be getting better now for some odd reason. So nobody knows why. Nobody even knows what it was, but I just stuff like that just keeps right on happening to me that keeps me down. So I even had a part-time job to supplement my income, and I had to stop doing that even because I couldn't walk. So
oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm doing better now. It's just too cold to go outside and go for a walk. it's
Yes, yes.
it's 0 degrees right now.
So anyway, so two things. I heard you saying I heard you talking about science, and you want to try and bring people together. So yeah, just wanted to know a little bit about that. I'm absolutely clueless when it comes to science and how things work. I'm just very clueless. And I also I overheard you saying something about a channel somewhere you were on, and these theists were coming at you. What's that about? Why do why do why do theists feel the need to want to bully an atheist? If you don't believe, you don't believe. There's really not a lot you can do. You can't force people into believing. You just can't.
Well, I think it's fear. If they don't have something to comfort them, and the fact that they don't have the mental tools to deal with death, if they think that if they stop believing in a higher power or something going to save them after they die, and then their consciousness can continue on forever, then it
Mhm.
somehow equates to nihilism and nothingness, and it scares them. So the conversation I started off, I'm not going to tell you what topic it was, but it was the same old rhetoric. They're like, well, everything is in the Bible. And I said, no, nothing is in the Bible. It doesn't mention anything about the topic we're talking about. Can't just point at something and have a preconceived answer for everything, point at it and say that's what it is. It has to be true first, and then you can make a claim.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so then I got about 6 people on that topic, just not understanding it and just being rude and, talking about, the Big Bang Theory instead of creationism. And, I believe that I crawled out from under a rock. And it's like, no, none of that is true. Those are all myths. That's what I mean. Go to the source. And I told people, I invite you to go learn from the other side of the aisle and go find out what these things mean before you get to tell anybody what they mean. You don't get to do that. You don't get to say this is your position and this is why you're wrong. And the person's like, no, that's not at all what I said or what's going on. And then you keep on bombarding them with it. Try to come together and and learn the truth. We can get through this because the truth actually does matter.
Yes.
Not just believing. Um, so that was a very hard topic to get through. There was a couple of nice people, but for the most part, it was just Attack the Atheist Day, because they can't deal with, if they're wrong, then their whole world comes apart.
Mm.
They can't deal with it'll be okay. You'll still be here. You're still gonna have coffee and eggs in the morning. The next day, it's not over. It's you're not going to change. You're not going to be a heathen. You're not all of a sudden going to be immoral.
Monster. A monster.
Yeah. And I was accused of all that,
Wow.
and it's like, you guys just, and this is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm inviting you to learn more and have more knowledge. And instead, you're attacking me like Frankenstein's monster. It's just wrong.
So
So,
is the plan to be, is that what you're going to be doing, talking about science and just what's going to be happening from now, so I know if I'm going to be on this channel every day.
well, I'm gonna try to get people on and get guests on that busts the myths
Mm.
about certain things, and and try to get like the scientists well, they don't have to be scientists even. They can just, it could be anybody that's in a, not, well, I guess it could be anybody. They don't have to be in a certain field of doing
Mhm.
anything, and I invite anybody from either side of the aisle, believers and non-believers, to present their information and to see, what the reason why they think the way they think, in order to assess, okay, what's going on and what can even be true.
Mhm.
So hopefully, we can help an awful lot of people overcome a lot of fear and just get back to work and do the things that matter, like, you know, the tangible things that we can create something new in order for society to be better.
Mhm. Well, that's good. So that means
So
you're
I'm not a scientist or anything either. I mean, I
uh,
was a young engineer when I was younger, but I forgot everything. So, but I need some smart people to come on and show me what's what.
okay. Anyways, I'm subscribed to your channel, so I'm going to be staying
Hmm.
tuned and watching this space.
Okay, I have a video on this channel advertising my other channel. There should be a link
Oh,
in there.
okay.
So if you go to that video, it'll be a link to my other channel where I'm doing the Shedding Mysticism every Sunday night here.
Okay.
Um, so it'll be once a week,
Okay.
and this channel will be doing the music thing and talking about music once a week. and just random stuff like this once in a while.
Oh, that's good. Anyways, I'm going to have to go. I just wanted to have a quick chat, and
Yeah,
yeah,
well, I'm glad you came on. Thank you.
thank you. And any time you want me to come on, just let me know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I might need some information, that you can tell people about.
Yes.
So that'll be great.
Right. Thank
Okay.
you,
Well, you have a nice
Nikolai.
day then.
Okay, and you too. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm going to adjust my screen here, gang. So it looks like let's see, green screen. Let's go to, whoa, that's spooky. There. Let's try that for a little while till it messes up there again, too. Let me try to read a little bit. Yep, I agree, Vonrick. All it takes is for good people to not do anything. Yes, Gray Man, I do have 2 channels now. So, and I'm looking to make a video. I'm going to try to get a hold of somebody today to make a professional video that looks kind of like a Vincent Price kind of thing, and a green screen. Um, where you do a little bit of acting, like a suspense theater, cloak and dagger kind of thing, and you know, come join in the mystery, and and open up, solving the mystery and all that stuff, all this mystical crap. I got a whole skit written. I just need to make a video and rent a costume. So I'm gonna try to get these guys to help me out and make a video for the channel. That's why I don't have one in the description yet on that channel, because I'm waiting to make it a little bit better. Um, and I just don't know how to do any of that stuff. I'm computer illiterate. I had to teach myself how to type and everything when I was an adult, and not too long ago either. Um, but yeah, and it doesn't matter what you believe in. I don't. There are good people for the majority. People are inherently good, and people think that they are doing the right thing, and they think they're saving you from something if they're religious, and if they're irreligious, then I guess we feel like we're saving them from the illusion also. But so it does come from a good place, but it always ends up being the other person is inherently bad somehow. And especially with the religion, they teach that you're bad in the books. Most people don't believe that, but they're based on guilt, especially the Abrahamic faith. Is solely on guilt. You're guilty because you're born. Hey, Kevin, how are you doing today? I got my coffee in me, so I'm jibber jabbering 100 miles an hour. Um, more guests can come on if you want to talk. If you have something to say, because I'm going to wrap this up here in a minute. Um, so if nobody comes on, it's been 39 minutes so far. So I would like to bridge the gap of people that are going to be nice and talk about not just belief in believing, but the things behind it, to where they think that's a good belief or not. And even critical thinking can be questioned also, because it's just like if you think of the old Star Trek show where Mr. Spock was always talking about somebody else's logic is illogical, or somebody proposes something and he says, okay, that is more logical than what I had going on. Everybody has their own reasoning going on, and the reasons why they think, this is the best pathway or answer to go to. And we need to examine why we think that way, and open up to see what is, break through the illusions to see what is. And coined by Mark Hamilton, basically. And that's what I sort of want to do, to help, not what to think, but how to think, in order for people to do their own work and increase man's knowledge bank, being man, the human race, not, so everybody in between. Yeah, Gray Man, the original Sin story is pretty silly. If you don't believe me, ask the talking snake. Have a good day at work, Kevin. But yeah, that's that channel. This channel, I invite anybody who's a musician to come in and tell their story. Even if you're not a musician, if you're musically inclined and have a lot of information on music, especially harmonica. It's about harmonica, but other things are welcome too in music industry. And I sure would like to talk to people about the ins and outs and the technicalities and the philosophies of the music genre, and direct people towards your websites or whatever, shill your stuff. So this isn't this channel isn't supposed to be about activism or atheism or anything like that. It's just that we all kind of started steering in that direction. But this thing too, in this channel, I'd kind of like to keep it about the harmonica and just music in general. But my other channel is going to be the one that is going to be about the activism. And I don't consider myself an activist. I don't know that much about stuff. But it's a nice place to come and chat and find things out from people who are. So that's the skinny of what I got going on. And it's just a morning chat, drinking coffee. But I'm going to wrap this up now. Go to my video on this channel of it'll show a mirror with the skull in it with smoke and stuff, shedding mysticism, with the link in there to go to that channel. Be sure you go there and sub and all that stuff, and hit that bell, and then join me for the discussion on Sunday evenings. And it's not that I would really appreciate it, because I do. It's something that I think we can all appreciate, because something like that needs to grow. Even though there are many channels that are doing these discussions and things, I want to help, essentially, and then put my 2 cents in too, and not just be somebody in the chat. So I guess that's pretty much about it for this morning, or today, wherever you might live. So have a great day, everyone. Enjoy that coffee. And as always, remember,